All right, welcome to the Dignity Health Studio. We are here at the Bakersfield Californian. I'm seated with Zach Ewing, as most of you know, and Anastasia Drulias from Garces. She is a sophomore tennis player, boss, I might add.
And that's Morganne Hill.
This is me. Oh, man, I messed it up.
And who am I?
This is Trevor Horn.
Thanks.
Thorn.
There's so
Horn.
much enthusiasm
We're not even
for
gonna
that.
say
I love
Thorn.
it. I just want to leave.
I actually really
Listen,
did love
leave?
that. Yeah, we're just gonna. Trevor and I are just gonna sit back and let you guys handle this.
Yeah,
segment.
you guys just talk. Tell us what's going on. Morgan, you've been traveling around the country. Why don't you tell us about that?
If you follow me on Instagram, everyone's like, so do you even go to school anymore? And I'm like, not really. Sleepless nights, I'll tell you that. It's a little bit stressful because, like, you meet all these new people, and then you have to, like, leave them, and I hate goodbyes, so it's like,
Oh, man.
I don't want to leave.
So you were at Ole Miss. Did you tailgate in the Grove?
Yeah.
I was gonna say if you didn't, that was a fail.
awesome,
Yeah.
Right? You can't not go to Ole Miss and not tailgate. I'm not a big tailgater, but, like, we, like, went, and I was like, well, they do all the flashy, like, the suits, and you see all the guys, all the sororities, and you're like,
Right.
not like creepy, like, hey, that's pretty cool. Not like.
So what are you looking for in a school? Are you gonna stay on the West Coast? Is this all just sort of seeing what's out there? I mean, what are you looking for?
I actually did not pick a school in California, which my parents were at first like, like, that's not a good thing. But you know what? The thing about me is I'm actually, like, extremely independent, and I'm quiet. If you'll learn that about me if you're, like, a family member, that I really like to go doing things, like, by myself. So, like, going to be able to travel to different states has been, like, a really good experience for me. This is falling out for some reason, but
That's okay.
It's going to be fine.
Yeah, it'll be okay.
There it goes.
Yeah.
Am I good?
Yeah, you're fine.
hold it? Okay.
Don't worry about
You
it.
just won't be able to hear Chris, which
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
no.
Do you
comment.
really want to
I'm
hear
hearing
Chris?
myself. Huh?
Do you really
I
want to
wanna-
listen to Chris?
Is Chris listening to me?
Chris is listening to everything you say.
Hey, Chris. But anyway, it's been a really, really good experience for me to just go out and kind of be on my own. I mean, I've got to go with both my parents and Lexi, too. So that's been an experience. And then you kind of get the feel for college. And even though it's, like, scary, it's really exciting because it's like, this is my time to go be completely on my own. And you get to meet the people you're going to be with and the athletes and the school. And you're just like, it's nerve-wracking and you lose sleep over it at night. But at the same time, it's just an awesome experience.
So these are all official visits, right?
Yeah, except for Ole Miss was unofficial.
Okay.
And I guess we did like a football thing, UCLA versus Memphis. So it's just like kind of a recruit. You
Right.
You got invited to the game. You
My
got
buddy
awesome
Mike
seats.
Maynard.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've known Mike for 15 years.
So where have you gone on your OVs then?
Official visits. We started out with Arizona State.
Okay.
Really, it was beautiful weather over there, if you know Arizona. From there, we did Texas A&M, and then in between that, we did Ole Miss, and then just got back from UW in Washington.
Okay. Is there a
So-
leader? I mean, are you going to sign November first of all? Or are you signing?
Yeah, that's why this entire month has been jam-packed, just visit after visit every single weekend, and it's been, like, super busy. But I mean, the thing is that you want to sign in November, otherwise, like, scholarships
Just
begin
start
to
to disappear,
lessen.
yeah.
They disappear, and you just kind of want to get over with it because I'm like, I can't take it. Like, I can't sleep at night. I can't eat. No, I can eat.
And
all
we're
the
going to be
time.
the first ones to know when you decide,
Yeah,
right?
you will be.
Awesome. So there's no leader right now. You're still open.
It's undecided.
Okay.
It's definitely there's been some awesome colleges. I mean, every college is awesome that I visited, but there's some that stick out more than most. There's pros and cons to every single one. It's just
Sure.
evaluation at the end, and then
So
there's a bunch.
for those who don't know Morgan, what's wrong with you? Fourth in the 300 last year, right? Is that right? And then
Yes.
fifth
And
in the,
fifth in
in
the-
the 100.
fifth in the ones.
In the hurdles at the state championships, in one of the deeper events at the state championships, I might add.
Pretty
and
intense.
Pretty,
Also-
pretty intense.
yeah, also a cross country runner, which is not the strangest combination I've ever heard of, but it's still like, why do you do that to yourself?
Yeah,
Is
it's
it? I
like
mean,
putting. I don't know.
Are you
I
ever,
never
like-
thought chicken and waffles was good until I tried it.
it's amazing.
You know,
Yep.
it's
It's
really
amazing.
good.
Yep.
Yeah.
If you go to Ole Miss, you'll have to learn grits too, and
Oh, please.
Yeah.
The South, Southern food, fried everything. I'm already there.
grits and sweet tea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I promise you that's all I ate. And fried catfish.
Dry rub ribs, pulled
Oh, yeah.
pork sandwiches.
There
Fried
isn't.
steak.
Yeah, there isn't a
Yeah.
thing. I'll tell you
Now
what.
we're talking
though.
about food.
Yeah.
Luckily, I just ate. Otherwise, I'd be
you
like.
don't watch the show very often, because that's all I talk about is food.
All you talk about is food?
Yeah.
I would too. It
and
happens.
coffee.
And coffee.
And coffee, which I spilled earlier.
Pumpkin spice. Oh, what'd you spill?
My coffee?
What,
He
what
just
kind of
drinks
coffee,
Folgers.
though?
It's just black coffee.
Just black coffee. I'm a grown man. That's what we're allowed to do. I have a question for you, though, Morgan.
Yes.
100 hurdles.
Yeah.
6 of the top 10, all underclassmen from last year. How excited are you to kind of get that going and seeing where you match up? Because Mecca McGlasson kind of came out of nowhere. Not really nowhere, but
no. You
she
definitely
ran.
saw her in your in your vision. You're like, who is this giant? And she's
Well, and it's not
like,
just that. And you had the big threesome from Vacaville, and and Journey Woodward's come back. She was only a freshman.
Yep.
Jasmine Graham from Eleanor.
You sound like Lewis. You're like nerding out on track over there.
I love track and field, and
I love track too.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah, and then
Anastasia, do you run track?
No.
If you did, what event?
I don't know. I'm more like I'd probably do the mile, honestly.
Okay.
Because I'm more of like I'm not as good at sprinting, but I'm good at like
I feel like she'd be a
endurance.
good sprinter. I feel like she's like really nice, but like all tennis players got that little.
They got the killer
And I'm
instinct.
so like I feel like she'd be a really good sprinter because that's all we do the entire time. Like I hate this. Oh my goodness.
Well,
I don't know.
Here's my question, and I'll let you answer Trevor's question about the 100 hurdles also. But do you ever get to like 2 miles through one of these cross country races, or even the workouts are even longer, and think, why am I doing this to myself? I should just go run.
Every day. I'm up here. Like I started with this when I run past my tennis girls. I'm like, okay, wishing I was there. I start my run and I'm like, okay, CPK and back. And I'm like, all of a sudden you get midway there and you start making checkpoints in your head, and then you start thinking about what you're gonna eat when you get home, and then that question pops up every now and then. Why am I running so much? Like I should be jumping over hurdles, because you get that a lot. You ask all these different coaches, like, should I be doing cross country? You get a wide variety of like answers. Like my coach is like, I don't know, it's never not benefited you or whatever. I think it just helps with the endurance in the threes, honestly.
Well, and in college you'll be running the 400 hurdles, so you need that extra strength at the end. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's not too terrible. I mean, as soon as you're done, you're like, yeah, I can go eat what I want, and then.
Do you ever so you run from Liberty to CPK, man?
A little bit past, sometimes a little bit past CPK.
You ever call in the tiramisu order and just pick it up for the way back?
Yeah,
so
I
that
really
it's ready
should
to
do
go?
that. Honestly, walk in sometimes like daily cup of water, get my ice water. I'm like running with a little cup all the way to Riverwalk until
Awesome.
It's pretty fun.
All right, Anastasia, listening to Morgan's stories about going across the country and the recruiting trips, is that something you kind of look forward to? Because obviously you know that you're going to be looking for an academic side of a college that you want, right?
Mm-hmm.
But then you obviously want to play tennis at the next level too. So what would your criteria be, and have you thought about like dream schools that you want to go to?
Let's just make sure she academically qualifies first.
Yeah,
okay?
we really got to.
You're not.
Let's-
Yeah, you're really
there
Let's
yet.
check in with the
Sorry.
CIF state office and see if
Yeah.
you're academically eligible for that. Okay, he says yes.
All right. Go ahead. Sorry.
No, you're fine. I don't know. I'm still undecided. I mean, I do love tennis, but it's not something I see myself doing for the rest of my life. Like, I mean, I always play, but not competitively. I just want to do more than that. I want to become more than just like a tennis player, you know? So I'm not sure if I'm going to play in college. But because I have the academics and I have just like other stuff that I'd like and that I'm interested in, I don't know. Like, but if I do decide to play tennis in college, I mean, like my top schools, my dream schools probably wouldn't be options because they're just super, super tough tennis schools, and I'm probably not at that level of them yet. Like, I'm thinking like Stanford and UCLA and along those lines, Pepperdine.
Tennis just doesn't have very many scholarships to go around either.
There's not as much. So, I mean, those are my top schools for academics, and then I love New York. Well, I haven't been there, but I think I love New York.
No, you're gonna love it.
But,
I can tell you right now.
But if I'm looking, like, I'd love to go there for academics. But for tennis, I mean, honestly, the decision I'll have to make is going to a like smaller school and possibly playing on a scholarship and playing tennis for 5-6 hours a day, or going to maybe a school I'd prefer, like possibly on academics, possibly just getting in and doing that but not playing tennis. So,
She's thought about this a time or two.
yeah, I
of
have
course.
thought
She's got
about
this like
it.
well thought out.
I've
Actually.
thought about it. I'm not sure what I'm going to do, but I know I'm not going to be a tennis pro. I mean, I'm not that good. So I'm not going to like pressure myself, oh, you have to play tennis in college because that's your future. That's the only thing. Like I have other options.
You have the mindset, though, that I would love to see every student athlete, and Morgan, you can chime in on this too, that you understand that the sport is not going to last.
Yeah.
Well, first
It
off,
doesn't, I don't let it define me.
yeah. I mean,
Right.
what's statistic? 1% of high school athletes go on to college. So both of you, even talking about the opportunity to do that is put you in a very special class. But you're both very understanding of what it means to be not just an athlete but a student athlete,
Yeah.
and taking on your studies. What do the two of you have advice-wise to other? A 10-year-old coming up going, oh, I want to be this great football player, or this great track star, this great tennis player. But you can't do any of this if you don't take care of it in the classroom. Can you talk
Half
about
the
that?
journey. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's definitely like academics. A lot of people think, oh, I can get away with it. I don't need to push myself in class because, I mean, as long as my time is good, my wins are high, whatever it is, like I'm set. It's like, no, not really, because then forget what happens after you're done with all of that. What do you have set for you afterward? Like, you're going to have a job. Are you going to be prepared for that? Probably not if you have that kind of mindset. Like that's how, in my personal opinion, that's how I feel it's got to be. You got to focus on that. Should be a main.
Yeah, I completely agree. It's just like you can't just narrow yourself down to that because you're not let's say you get injured. Like what are you going to have to fall back on? Like you have to have something. You have to have another plan. Like even if sports is your number one plan and that's what you plan to do, like let's say for the rest of your life, let's say you go pro and then you decide to coach or something. But like what if something comes along, a bump in the road, and what if your plan just gets thrown off? Like what are you going to do? So
Unknown variable.
I definitely would recommend not ignoring school and trying because you don't want to be one of those people like some people say about athletes, oh, they just got into school because they're good at sports, and it's not like they actually do schoolwork in college. You don't want to be one of those people. You don't want to have that reputation. You want to be known, obviously, for your sports, but you want to be known with other things, too. You don't want to just be
Who
like
you are
a
as a
jock,
person.
We've all seen the
Can we
commercials.
start clapping right now?
Yeah, we've
That
all
was
seen the
awesome.
commercials that I went pro in something other than sports.
Yeah.
The NCAA commercials.
That's these two.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's
Congratulations to the both of
This
you.
is my story.
Yep.
That's right. That's right. Morgan, you want to take us to break? You're running this show.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, we'll come back and talk some football. Go ahead and take us to
Yeah,
break.
we're going to talk some football, apparently. Back in the break.
Fair enough.